I'm here to pay my mom's bill.
So you're her, right? You're the boxer?
Yeah, golden girl.
There was a girl named Claressa came into the gym tonight. What you think about girls boxing?
Don't see no reason why she can't. She got hands.
Hey, mama.
Talk to you, man.
Going to bed. I got training in the morning.
When you win that prize money, you get our own place. Just us.
USA Boxing hasn't won a gold medal since 2004.
Yeah, well, none of them boxers was Claressa, was it?
As long as I'm boxing, I'm gonna be okay.
So you on a path, and everything you see out there is just one more thing to get in your way.
What you doing?
You think I don't know about what it's like to be 16? Hormones all everywhere?
Don't nobody want to hear about y'all nasty hormones.
Oh, you don't? Well, I'm gonna tell you,
Nah.
though.
When you gonna rip the Nike?
Soon, bruh, soon. What's this?
That good protein.
Can I at least have some fries?
Coach Jason say no French fries.
We'll be going to China for the qualifiers. And after that, it's London. Can't nobody beat me. This just ain't what I thought it would be. All these people getting these endorsements. Meanwhile, I can barely pay my mama rent.
Maybe it just take more time. I would love to represent Claressa. It's just much harder with women athletes.
It's not fair, but people expect female athletes to behave a certain way.
I won that gold medal by being me. What happened to staying true to who you are?
It's way bigger than boxing, Russ. So it's gonna be up to you to show who Claressa Shields really is.
If I'm training for the second gold medal, I'm gonna need exactly what the man get.
Is it the money? Is it the recognition?
Money is recognition. This ain't just about me. It's just for all the women.
Folks around here know that if Claressa Shields can do it, they can too.
You've seen more in your 16 years than most people seen in their entire lifetime. I want you to take that fire inside of you and turn it into something good.
Hey, yo, you represent out there. Show 'em how we do it in Flint.
Hi, everybody. My name is Carolyn Hines for Carolyn Toss YouTube channel and podcast. I love this film. I first saw it at TIFF. It was actually my very last official film of TIFF. And I actually got to say that the screening with two of the young actors, one who played Little Zay, Tatum, and his little brother Miles was actually there. So I'm gonna give them a little shout out for you guys because they said they had a fantastic time.
Lil Zay, we love Lil Zay.
Yeah, I did an impromptu interview with them, and they both said they had a fantastic time on set. So shout out to you for that. And I want to talk a bit about the proximity and the technicality of boxing and filming because there's similarities. Like acting, you have to get very intimate with the people that you're co-starring with us, especially when you have to do sharing the screen with people, like you have to get very close up. And for like human beings, not getting close to people physically doesn't come natural to everyone. So for Brian and Ryan, I want you guys to talk about the physicality of actors and getting into the head space of where you're saying, I have to let someone get physically into my space, and how that changes the way you perceive relationships. And Ryan in particular, how moving from as an actress, you have to prepare yourself to get physically violent with the person that you're sparring against on screen, and so that's a form of intimacy. And for Brian, I want you to talk about just like the technicalities of that as an actor. And Claressa, I want you to talk about getting into that headspace as a very young girl. You started boxing very young, and the headspace that you had to get into to say, I'm going to take on this sport where it is a very physically intimate sport. It's a very physically violent sport. So I want you to talk about that first. So Ryan, I want you to, you'll go first, then Brian, and then Claressa.
Yeah. So I had really great and fun relationships with the women that I actually had to do my scenes with when it came to the fights. And they were actual real boxers themselves, which was just really cool to get to hear them talk and how excited they were, about this film in particular, because they all look up to Claressa, obviously. So it was just a real delight to be able to get to know them. And I think, us also learning the stunt choreography together was a learning experience for us all. And I did get hit a few times. I also hit them a few times, but they're fine, you know, because they're the real deal. I'm not. So it was interesting to have those moments happen, but it was really fun. And I think it made it all easier, you know, to be able to kind of just be learning together and have that relationship. So they were really great. And those were some of my favorite days on set for sure, being able to do those scenes with them. And they did an amazing job. And, you know, to be able to have their like kudos and approval of thinking that I was a boxer before is so funny to me and very sweet. So it was a real great time for me, and I really loved that part of having to be intimate in that way.
Yeah, uh, it is intimate. The relationship between athlete and coach, and the relationship between Claressa and Jason, also, you know, this black man and this young black woman, was also very important for me to protect that. You know what I mean? Like, because it takes trust and it takes safety. You know, Claressa, you know, entrusted Jason, with a lot of parts of her life, but also like it has to be intimate. Like there's sweat, there's tears, there's blood, you know, he had like there's a great documentary called T-Rex that follows Claressa, which we also had as a wonderful learning tool. And there are so many scenes that we take from that documentary and put in this movie. And one scene in particular is at a press conference where Claressa is, you know, they're coming at Claressa, as these reporters will often want to do, to question, just getting in Claressa's space about why she talks the way she talks, and Jason just walks up to her, you know, and just tries to get her to crack a smile. And so like I remember thinking like, you know, there is this safety and this comfort, but also this vulnerability that you need in order to play these two characters. And you have to kind of ask permission, right? And some moments you can't, because like boxing is all about not asking permission. Like we get in this ring and that's it. Like that's it. And so I think what was really also very important to Ryan and I think, is that because Claressa and Jason are living and breathing beings that are still doing what they're doing, like Claressa is by no means finished doing what she's doing. You want to honor that. You want to make sure that you know, allow yourself as the actor to be a vessel for that. You want to show the vulnerability. You want to show the crunchy moments. You want to show, you know, it wasn't this. What it was really great about doing boxing movies is it's not about glam. Okay, like it's not about how good you can look. It's not about, you know, you have to go in your rawest self. That's the greatest thing I think about boxing, and the greatest thing that I think Claressa brought to this is the rawness of it. You know, like at the end of the day, this is how I am. I'm showing up, and and I think that requires a lot of trust and a lot of vulnerability. And I think that when I met Ryan, you know, immediately there was a complete connection, but an also understanding that these two individuals had this familial bond, and we needed to honor that. So I had to get in her face. There was one scene where I had to slap you on the hair. Remember that, Ryan, when we were in there getting ready?
I was just thinking about that. I was just thinking about that, man. I swear I was.
But that's what he did,
Guys,
right,
that
Claressa?
really,
Like that's what he
that
did.
no, that really hurt though.
Like,
that
I
really,
was like, I was like, it's from the film, it's what he did. But
Yeah.
you know,
I was just about to say that, like getting into my training and how I used to train, how I train now, but I was the only girl in my gym for a very long time. I trained alongside the boys and the men. It wasn't another girl that came to the gym till I was probably like 18. So I trained in a gym full of guys all the time. And you know, Jason always wanted me to come first in the runs, to spar the hardest, spar the best, beat the guys up. If they got me one day, he'd be like, Ressa, you sparring him again tomorrow. Like, come on your A game tomorrow because you need to get him. Like Jason always had that in me, like, hey, we gonna beat everybody. So training and running, I never felt like I was a girl in the gym. He always said, you're not a girl, you're an athlete. And he told everybody that, like, you're not a boy. You're like, yeah, you're a boy, but you're not a boy, you're an athlete. And that was kind of maybe to make me feel like I wasn't too different. But it got to a point where I was like, don't call me Ressa, call me Ress, you know, because I wanted to fit in with the guys. And I feel like the A at the end of the name makes you like a girl. I'm like, you know, you said that I'm an athlete. I'm like, I'm kind of, you know, that's where Clarenzo comes from. Okay. That's my alter ego. He's a boy. So for me, I was just always thinking about boxing first. And honestly, it wasn't hard to get in that mindset because I had a coach who always expected 100% from me. And that's why I expected 110% from myself. You know, it was fights that I felt that I did terrible in. And Jason was like, you did great. And I was like, to get the okay from him was like, I did, that was an A+ performance. And he'd be like, yeah. I'm like, what, to me, it felt like a C. He like, it was an A. And then there were performances that I felt that I got an A. He say it was a C+. And I was just like, well, dang, man, you see things completely different. But I think it was needed. And I just appreciate him for putting that work ethic in me as a young girl because I still work that hard now. You know, I was just up this morning training. I mean, we're doing all this promoting for the film, but we just announced my fight February 2nd, you know, and I got to fight a girl that's 6'2" at heavyweight. She want to take my belts. I got to defend my belts and get some more belts. So history is continuously going, you know, and I'm just like, yeah, this is one of those things where it's just, I think my work ethic comes from when I was younger and Jason just pushing me so hard that I push myself now. But it wasn't hard to get in that mindset. I was the only girl and always had something to prove, always.
Great, thank you so much. And thank you, Claressa, for allowing this film to be made because there's not very many Black sports movies about Black female athletes. So first of all, thank you for letting the film be made. And Brian and Ryan, you two were fantastic in the film. And congratulations on the new fight, on the upcoming fight. And I'm sure you will kick her back. It's like, I was going to curse and say no, I won't curse. But congratulations.
Thank you.